Greetings. You find me attempting to open a bottle of champagne. Tripel Karmeliet, which is beer champagne, isn't it? Basically. Looks like it. So this fills me with dread now having to do this. I've got my grotty old... Here we go. Pop! Whoa! Champagne for all! So this is very unusual for me drinking this. I don't mind a Belgian beer. Tend not to drink triples though. Doubles is my cup of tea. Look at the fancy glass as well too. Thought I'd pull myself out a nice fancy glass because the thought of drinking that out of a Carlsberg pint glass just... We can't abide that. I'm sorry, no. We're not doing it. We're going with... Would you call that a tulip glass? It's kind of a bit more... I would kind of call the one piece, but this kind of goes in and then out again. Because it is. Isn't it? Okay. So yeah, I've come across this bottle. Okay, I didn't buy this. My boss in work bought this. There we go, very fizzy. So he tends to go over to the mainland at Christmas time or thereabouts just before, and he fills up with loads of booze and stuff, and he comes around and gives everybody in the office like a couple of bottles. And normally it's like a bottle of gin and a bottle of wine is what I normally get, but he came back with that, knowing that I like it. I like beer. I think everybody in that office knows I like beer. So yeah, he came back with this instead. So 8.4% Tripel Karmeliet. It looks like ye olde label on the front, but I was looking this up, and I was on the... It's brewed by, hold on, Boostel's Brewery, okay, in Belgium, and I had a little quick look at their website just there before it came on, and it says the brewery was created in 1791. This is the Boostel's Brewery. This is 39 years before the Kingdom of Belgium even existed. But then it turns out that this beer with ye olde label on it is not from those days. This was actually brewed for the first time in 1996. So it's like, what? What's going on there? So apparently this is from a recipe from dated 1679. Now don't forget now, Boostel's Brewery was only created in 1791, so this is over 100 years before, from the Carmelite Abbey. So that's what they say. I don't know if it's true or not, but they found a recipe. They found a recipe from those days. So I mean, that's a bit worrying though, like now that everything is these days is going to digital, and it's like in 300 years will anyone be able to find anything? Will we have even existed? The only thing that will exist from me is my note that says freezer on it. That's it. Nothing else. Okay, let's get this tasted. Stop waffling. This video is going to be half an hour. Don't really have any. I'm not in a rush to go anywhere. It's Christmas time. It's between Christmas and New Year's, and I've got nowhere to go and nothing to do. Nothing to do basically, because my wife's watching one TV in the kind of living area at the back, and my son's watching the other TV. He's claimed that TV now in my room. And yeah, it's like I actually found myself before Christmas. I found myself up in my daughter's bedroom, because she has like the biggest room in the house. It's really kind of big, her bedroom, because it's upstairs. There only is like two bedrooms upstairs. And I was in her room, because she's got a sofa in it, and she's got like a little monitor that I give her. It was the old monitor for my PC. And I'll give her a soundbar. And I was in there, and it was really nice. It was really nice. Everything was a bit too pink, to be fair, but I was sitting up there with a pint of Guinness, watching, I don't know what, Halo, I think it was. Yeah, I was watching Halo. So, anyway, happy Christmas to everybody. Hope yours was good. Mine was something. Mine was different. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, so I don't think I've tasted this before. I can't remember. Definitely had some. I've had a few triples in my day, but I can't remember ever drinking this. I don't think. But I don't know. No point in asking me to remember anything. Come on. Okay. It smells like. There's a real strong smell of banana or something like that. Like a Belgian beer. It smells. I don't want to say it smells and tastes like a Belgian beer, but I know that's what I'm going to say. But it smells quite banana-y. And a little touch of fruit. Well, banana is a fruit, isn't it? But there's something else. Or maybe it's, I don't know, vanilla or something maybe. Something like that. It's not solid banana though, but yep, it smells good. Okay, cheers. I say happy Christmas everybody, happy New Year and everything in between. Happy Hanukkah. Very, very fizzy. It says on the bottle 3 grains. I'm not sure what the 3 grains are. It's quite light. It's quite light, but it's also kind of, it's got a smooth taste to it, which is weird because it tastes light and it's obviously 8.4%, so it's not light, but I don't know, maybe it's just because it's a blonde and it's probably finished really low. Spicy. There's a definite lemon character that then comes in as well. And then it finishes out on, it's like a little bit of like a bready note or something like that. I mean, for 8.4%, that's pretty easy to drink. This is bottle conditioned, isn't it? Look underneath. Yeah, it is bottle conditioned. Of course it is, because it's a Belgian beer. So let's just drink it down a little bit and then we'll mix it around and get her in and see if it makes a difference. This is my first beer in like 24 hours. I had to go off it last night. I shouldn't really be drinking tonight because I just wanted to go off it for a couple of days because I've been drinking every night. Now normally I don't drink during the week. Unless like I'm kegging or something like that, I'm stuck in here. And I might have a couple. But you're not kegging like every week. So I've been drinking every night pretty much since about the middle of December, maybe slightly earlier than that. It started off as 1 or 2 and then it's crept up and crept up. I'm still not drinking after midnight though. Or at least pour myself a beer after midnight. There was one where I had snuck in to get like a refill of something and it was like 10 to 12 or something like that, so that still counts, that's still allowed. It's just I'm not allowed to pour myself another drink. I've refined the rules on that. So I needed a drink and all that food and whatnot just felt really crap. And I decided that was last night I was off that beer. And I decided the night before I was gonna cut down on the beer as well too. I was just gonna I'll go for the bottle of gin that I got with this bottle. It was like Ramble gin, something like that. Really, it was really nice, I have to say. But then I had the mad decision that I was gonna mix it with Pepsi Max. There's still a Pepsi Max can in here from about 2 weeks ago. And yeah, I had two cans of Pepsi Max. This is like after 7 o'clock at night. And the problem with that, I can have one and it'll not be too bad, but if I have any more than one, what will happen and what did happen was I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I could not get back to sleep for love or money or anything, and it was horrific. And with all the food and stuff, my gut was just churning, and it just wasn't in a good way at all. And so yeah, I was kind of lacking a bit of sleep as well too, so I thought I'd just knock it on the head. And yeah, so but I'm back on it tonight at least. Well, for the start, let's see how we go here. But again, I've got more time off, so I can have a good lie in tomorrow, I think. So yeah, Christmas has been a bit weird. Okay, so what also happened, very unfortunately, on Christmas Eve, was that our Wi-Fi went down, and when I say Wi-Fi, I mean like the whole internet went down, and the only internet we could get was like on our phones, and the signal is better than it was. We changed network operator, and it's a lot better than what it was when it was O2. Rubbish. So we weren't completely stuck, but yeah, that was really awkward. Like especially with the kids and whatnot. My daughter got a new phone for Christmas because she'd smashed up the other one. And yeah, we didn't have any Wi-Fi and I couldn't get the phone set up. And I was going to set the phone up before, a couple of days before, and then give it to her. And then I thought, no, I'll just wait the Christmas day, and then we'll do it then. And of course, it went down, and she couldn't do anything, and a real pain in the arse. So you know what we ended up doing actually? We did a little bit over using mobile data, and then it was just a bit too slow. We can only get like a bit of a 4G signal here. No 5G whatsoever, come on. I don't think we'd have 5G. Usually be on 7G by the time we get 5G. So on Boxing Day, St. Stephen's Day for anyone that doesn't know, the day after Christmas, for anyone that doesn't know what St. Stephen's Day is, we drove to Tesco in town, which was closed, parked right at the front door, and stole their Wi-Fi. Sorry, borrowed their Wi-Fi, used their Wi-Fi, and yeah, we basically got the phone working to the point where it would operate. Got all our apps and stuff cloned over, and then just updated them when we got the Wi-Fi back there yesterday. So yeah, no, that was today, wasn't it? I don't know. I can't remember. Days are merging into each other at this point. Who knows? But yeah, we had to go to park outside Tesco, and like there was loads of people coming into the car park, and they didn't realise Tesco was closed. And they drove past us, and where we were right beside the cash machine as well, which is out of order. So they drove past us, and then they went to the cash machine, and the cash machine wasn't working, out of service. So yeah, we were just sitting in the car going, hello, yes. No, it's closed. That's not working either. No, keep going. So that just constantly for like an hour and a half, something like that. We got it sorted in the end though, which was good. So yeah, I also think the guy that said to me, he said something like it comes off a box down at the pub down the road. And I think someone must have been working on it on Christmas Eve, and they've unplugged something, or they've done something. I actually think they've wiped out half of our street here, because I seen the Openreach van who was dealing with the issue at like a load of other houses. So I think everybody was in the same boat. So that's what we got for Christmas. But yeah, kids were devastated. No YouTube. We played loads of board games and stuff like that. And we actually had to watch TV all in the same room together. Like live TV. Okay, no streaming, anything like that. But watch live TV as it was broadcast. It was this amazing thing. This new kind of family thing we've done. And now we're playing a game during the adverts, which everybody knows are boring. We have to guess the advert, and the first person to say what the advert is wins a point, and then at the end of the ad break, if you won, you'll get a treat of something because God knows there's enough treats in that house to last us for a lifetime. So yeah, it was like Christmas in the 1980s is what it was like. So incredible. Ooh, it's coming back up. That's quite nice. That I do like that. So I've actually got 4 kegs on at the minute. We've got a New Zealand Pilsner, which is starting to taste good. It was only like 3 weeks in the keg before Christmas there, and I was like, it didn't quite taste right. It needed a bit more time to condition. It's starting to turn now, which is good. I've nearly finished one of the kegs, which is good because I need the space for, I've got a stout in here, which is just a normal stout. It's not a rye stout or anything like that. It's just a normal stout. I brewed it with I brewed like a bitter with 1469, and I top cropped it when the yeast, that's a lively yeast. That is a lively yeast. And it blew out the airlock and everything. I say airlock, I don't use airlocks. I just put like a little bit of cling film over the top. And that does me, because I can't abide airlocks. But yeah. So I took I top cropped it, and I used the top croppings on the stout, and of course the stout blew out the top as well too. So it's finished now. I'm gonna be kegging it in the next day or two. So we just need to finish that keg. So yeah, we've got those two. One of the pilsners is gonna be finished. We're gonna replace it with that, and then the other one is that amber ale. It's a bitter basically, and it's tasting really good as well too. I need to do a video on that at some point. And then the other beer that's on, I haven't tasted. I did actually taste it out of the pressure fermenter, which is in here still. Haven't cleaned it, of course not. It's Christmas. Come on, I don't have time Christmas to do anything, because I wake up, get up at the crack of midday. No, I'll do it tomorrow. What I want to do first is to taste it, because when I tasted it out of the pressure fermenter, it tasted a bit. It didn't taste like it was infected, but it did taste weird. And I have had that before. Usually when I'm brewing with Mosaic, I get this real funky taste initially, and then it kind of dies off a little bit. That's what I was getting with that black IPA, which is what it is. I didn't use Mosaic in it this time. I think it was like Citra and Citra, Centennial, Cascade, the usual stuff that I use. I think there was a little bit of Simcoe in the dry hop. Maybe that could give it a bit of funk, but I haven't actually tried it since. And it's like been in the keg since, I don't know when, maybe 2 weeks now. And I haven't actually tried it, because I don't want to try it, because if I try it and it's bad, that means I'm going to have to dump it and then clean and disinfect everything, which is why I haven't cleaned this yet. But I suppose I should really try, shouldn't I? Should I try it now? That's kind of what it looks like. It's not black for a start, it's brown. It's a murky brown colour. Obviously, as I said, the first pint out of the keg is always trash, isn't it? So I can't remember if I used any Protoflock in this as well too, because I'd run out of Protoflock World Flock, and I can't remember if I got any for this brew. Don't know. It doesn't look very appetizing, does it? Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. Please don't be infected. It smells fruity now, but I'm also getting that I don't know if it's in my head, but I'm getting that weird taste and smell form. I feel half drunk after that tiny little bit of trouble. Okay. it's it's not. It doesn't taste infected. It's pretty much the same as it was. It doesn't taste infected, and I could probably drink that, I think, or at least a lot of that cake. But it's not right. For whatever reason, it's not right. The flavor's really kind of muddled, and it's less kind of weird tasting. Sometimes I've had beers that have been very yeasty. There's loads of yeast in suspension that can taste a bit weird. Maybe that has something to do with it, but it's not immediately disgusting. So I suppose that's a good thing, isn't it? Is it a good thing? If I don't want to puke immediately. Yeah. Okay, well, that's kind of a wait and see, I think, on that one. But yeah, that could be getting tossed. And then what that means is that I'm gonna have to like deep clean everything in here, I think. Maybe I don't need to brew anymore because I've got kind of loads on at the moment. But I've got some VWP, so we may have to get the big guns out, because the last time I had something like that, I kind of went overboard and sanitized it, used boiling water. Obviously it's a pressure fermenter I did that on, so I can't use boiling water, but yeah, we may have to bring the big guns out and just sanitize everything, go the whole hog. Just do everything in one go maybe, and we'll see. So I've got plenty of beer anyway, so I've still got a load of the Imperial Stout as well too, which is that one there. It's the one I did the video on last week, or this week, or whenever that was. It is excellent. It is excellent. So I've still got quite a lot of them, or quite a few of them, but they're going down fast. I was drinking like 2 a night. I think maybe that's why I got a bit sick of alcohol, or get a bit sick in general. Drinking 2 of those a night. It is excellent. And then when I was drinking one of them, somehow, I think maybe I was just drunk at the time, I've worked out what I'm going to brew for next year, or what I would like to brew for next year. I don't know how. It's still percolating as to how we're going to go about this, but the reason I had the brainwave for what I'm going to do next year was that I was like drinking one of those, and much like the normal way it is, there's always like a can of Pepsi or something like that, or whatever my wife drinks in the house, and it's like a half can or something like that. And for whatever reason, I had the mad notion to pour a bit of it into the drink, into the Imperial Stout, and it tasted really, it went with it really, really well, to the point where it was like this kind of the light bulb moment, the eureka moment. It's like, my God, this is definitely what I should do next year. So I'm thinking now I should do an Imperial Cola Stout, and part of me thinks that is the most amazing idea ever, and the other part of me thinks I could just make like an Imperial Stout and pour cola into it, and then it would be perfect. But where's the fun in that? So I was thinking about what to do, and I know the most obvious thing is we can get the Soda Stream, kind of, they do, it's owned by, Soda Stream's owned by Pepsi now, so they have their own Pepsi Max range. So we could get like a Pepsi, one of those. It was in the range, they sell them in the range. It's in today. They've only got the cherry stuff. But yeah, that is the obvious one. I know we can get like cola, like extract that's even more intense than that, as like a couple of drops would do it. So I need to somehow figure out how to do that, how much to use. And what I want to do is we'll maybe go with a soda stream bit and we'll test it out in a pint. So I need to keep some of them bottles and then pour them out, and we'll put a bit into it and try and work out somehow how much is needed to get the taste, that we require, and then brew to scale it up, and then brew to that, and then maybe use the whole bottle, whatever it is. I think it said something like 9 litres. Was it 9 litres of Pepsi Mix you can get on it? But yeah, so I'm kind of, we're gonna do something that I think, and then we will hope for the best. So I'm thinking the base is just going to be pretty much the same as that, because that definitely works. As if it wasn't sweet enough, and then we're bringing in a load of Pepsi into it. So yeah, we'll see. If anyone has any experience of using like soda stream, whatever they're called, concentrates, please let me know. I don't know if anyone has ever done that. There's bound to be someone somewhere's done it, like, but I mean, there is bound to be a brewery somewhere that has done a cola flavoured beer, surely, in the whole craft beer world. I've not actually looked it up. There must be one somewhere. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about, and I think maybe that's what we'll do. I've got time. It's probably February again. Usually about February time I brew the Imperial, so we still have time for that. So yeah, that was definitely a eureka moment when look at this. I'm gonna head on this. My God. Tilt the glass, maybe next time. So yeah, but it's really nice. You could really taste that kind of caramel taste, whatever it is in the cola. But the other question I had was too. There's Pepsi Max, but there's also ordinary Pepsi, and it could be anything. Okay, let's just say cola. Okay, obviously with the regular cola, there's a load of sugar in it, and the question would be, am I going to add it after fermentation? Probably. Or at bottling stage, as was suggested to me. So I don't know. It's feasible you could do that, yeah. You could just, I mean, you couldn't, I wouldn't want to add like a can of something. But yeah, it just depends how much sugar's on it. So, yeah. Many things to think about. I do need to do some tests on it just to see, but yeah. I imagine there is a load of sugar in that stuff. We'll need to check it out, but yeah, okay. Let's not talk about it anymore, because obviously I'm only just like, it's only just come to me in the last week or so what I'm going to do. And purely because I poured some Pepsi Max into like a pint of Imperial Stout, or not a pint, but you know what I mean. Never mind, God, I'm getting drunk now. Woo! I mean, can I keep going until I drink the end of this? This bottle's, it's not going down very quickly at all. If I could get it poured, it would go down a lot quicker. So yeah. So Christmas then. Okay. So yeah, my Christmas has been a bit weird. Okay. So it's been good. It's been good. I've actually enjoyed having time off now, and usually that's not always been the case, because I usually want to do something, or I'm brewing. I've got no interest in brewing at all. Usually I want to do stuff, and this time I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to have to do anything. So I'm kind of content milling about the house, and I'll go out for my walk, or I'll go out for a run or something like that, and that'll do me. So that's good in that way, and it's good then obviously with the whole Wi-Fi being down and the whole family's been reconnecting. If we ever got disconnected in the first place, I don't know, but yeah, but no, we've had some quite serious stuff going on. I was at a funeral today for my neighbour just over the road there, and she died. She died on Christmas Eve. She's been ill for a while now. She was getting on a bit, like, she was an old lady, but yeah. But we, all our family kind of lives around this end of the road. So yeah, that was that was a bit of a downer, like, I'll say that. Certainly for us, but I mean for them. But maybe, when you get to that age, it's like maybe it's a release of anything. But they all seem to be in good form today, so maybe it is. But yeah, no, we also had my wife's nephew has been in hospital. And he went in just before Christmas. A couple of days before Christmas. In the ICU. So he's been on life support. And he had like undiagnosed type 1 diabetes. But he didn't know anything, obviously didn't know anything about it. Been losing a lot of weight this year. Didn't know why. He's supposed to go to the doctors. He obviously didn't go to the doctors, okay? And they got flu in the house. Like a couple of days, whatever it was, maybe a week before Christmas, whatever. And yeah, they were all kind of wiped out. And he was like obviously wiped out more than anyone else. And then he started like having trouble breathing and whatnot. So they had to rush him over like and try and find out what it was. And thankfully he's on the mend now. I think that they took him off the ventilator today. So that is good. He's only 26 as well too, which is the most shocking thing. So yeah, that's been a bit wild. But yeah, he seems to be on the mend now, so yeah, it just shows you diabetes, like, that was real shocking, like, when I heard quite how serious that can be. I heard another crazy story today as well too, at the funeral. There's a guy that lives down the road, and his son got his tonsils taken out, and whatever happened, they'd like botched the operation or something like that, and he was like bleeding all the time, and so like he could have bled to death, and they had to take him in on like Christmas night, because they weren't doing any operations or anything like that on Christmas Day. And yeah, so he then had to go through it all again and get it sorted, and he seemed to be on the mend as well too. But yeah, that's like getting your tonsils taken out now. So I think it's something to do with, if you get it done when you're a kid, it's a lot better than if you get it done as an adult. Because I think he's like near 30 or something now. So, but yeah. But anyway, so the worst thing of all, okay, so that's bad enough, right? You've got someone in the ICU, you got someone dying, you got someone near bleeding to death on Christmas Day. But the worst thing of all was I lost baby George. And baby George, if you don't know, is my George Foreman grill. Can't top that. It's a baby George Foreman grill, okay? So it's a George Foreman grill, but it's smaller size, and it's called Baby George. And I've had it for years and years and years. And I went to make myself a Christmas sandwich, a Christmas toasty, Christmas night, and I plugged it in, shut the lid, and it came on. It sounded like it came on, but then when I went back to it a couple of minutes later, there was no heat going into it at all. So something's happened, and I left it on. I turned it off, turned it on. No way to tell you to turn things off and turn it back on again. Didn't work. So unfortunately, my baby George Foreman grill is dead. It's dead. So we're gonna have to dispose of the body at some point in the next couple of days. It's gonna be hard taking that to the dump and then heating it into the skip, the electrical skip. But yeah, I love that. I love that grill. As I say, I've had it for years. It's one of those ones where I've had it so long, and I made so much stuff in it that as soon as you switch it on, you can smell it. And I only most of the time I use it is like making something when I'm drunk or something like that. Like, that's when it uses. I've used it quite a lot, and always the next morning when I wake up, as soon as I open the kitchen door, I can smell it. It's got that smell, and it doesn't matter how many times you wash it or whatever. You can almost smell the meat on it, or you can smell the kind of the cooking smells. You can, years worth of aromas are in those kind of, the wee grill bits that stick up. Now that's gone, so I'm gonna have to get a new one. But it has to be a small one. I used to have one of the big ones too, and I never liked it. The original ones, the bun warmer. What was the point in that? That was a bit stupid. I never liked that. But the small compact one, I think that's the second one I've had. I need to see. I don't even know if they still sell them. They must sell them surely, but everyone does, like those grills now. So it should be easy to pick one up, but it's not going to be mine. It's not going to be mine. That was mine. I did actually love it, right enough. I'm not even joking about that. Loved it. It's Christmas night. Christmas bloody night. No worse Christmas ever. So plan then going forward then. I have finally bought myself a grain mill. The whole thing, because I really want to test what my efficiency is like when I'm doing the half-hour boils, and I need a stable kind of baseline. And with pre-crushed grain, that's not what you get, because you don't know what the crush is like. And if you're using it from, every crush is going to be different, because you're getting it from different places. So yeah, I need to do it to see what it's like when I'm crushing the grain. So I've already got like a couple of sacks of grain I'm going to use, not crushed. I haven't used it. I've set it up. I haven't actually tested it or anything like that. To see what I'm even supposed to do. I've set it up and that's it. So that will, but maybe I'll do a video on that, on how to work the grain crusher. It will be one of my videos, rather than, it'll not be how to set up a grain crusher. It will be how not to set up a grain crusher. And it will be whatever chaos happens, okay? If it was meant to be chaos, it will be chaos. And if it was meant to be slick and professional, it will be slick and professional. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance, but also makes piss poor videos, doesn't it? So oh god, I'm not sure I can get through all of this on camera. This is quite a lot of beer. What is this? 750 cl, 750 milliliters. Fucking hell. I mean, as I'm getting down the bottle, it is actually getting better, tasting better. I mean, there's a little bit of haze in it now, but it seemed to be just that last bit. And all I know about triples, the difference between triples and doubles is it's supposed to be triple the alcohol and double the alcohol, but double what? What's a single in Belgian terms? 3%, is it? 3%, 6%, 9%, something, maybe. Yeah, it doesn't really give any more. You can book a tour though. Never actually been to Belgium, That's probably the one place I would like to go. I've always wanted to go to Bruges. After seeing the film in Bruges at the cinema, I really liked it. And then I found out that they have like loads of Belgian beers and stuff there. I've never actually been to Belgium. I've been to France loads of times. I've been to Netherlands loads of times. never actually been to Belgium, because why on earth would you go to Belgium other than obviously for the beer and the waffles and the fries and all that. So that might be something to do on a wee trip. I know Tony Hard. Hello Tony, if you're watching this. You're probably not watching this. You've better things to do, Tony, to be watching this. Come on, you need to go and, you know, sort your stuff out. What are you joking, Tony? Love you, Tony, as well too. Make more videos. I know you don't. I know the reasons you don't. It's okay. It's cool. But yeah, met Tony in real life as well too. I always say that the first, when I went to the first London Craft Beer Festival in, was that 2017, was it? The first time I went? Anyway, it was still the one in Shoreditch, and I was like, we were all supposed to meet up in, it was I don't know if it was a Wetherspoons or what, but it was somewhere near Old Street. You know that roundabout in Old Street where the tube station is? And as I went through the front door, all I seen in front of me was Tony and Adam from Baldy's Brewery. He's no longer, well, he's not dead, like, but he's no longer brewing and all that. But yeah, I was kind of starstruck when I seen the two of them. I was like, oh, I haven't watched Tony's videos for a long time. Same Adam, obviously. And yeah, that was pretty good. I've never seen anyone with more blue eyes too than Adam when I met him that time. Piercing blue eyes. I understand why they say piercing blue eyes. I mean, there's not many people over here. I'm Irish. There's not many people over here with anything other than brown eyes. Some people with black eyes as well too, but I think they're vampires. But yeah, very piercing. But yeah, so I met Tony in real life, and I don't know why I'm talking about Tony. I'm a bit drunk. I'm sorry, Tony. But yeah, that was good. So yeah, just while we're talking about London Craft Beer, I see they moved it to, they've got a new venue, so we're not at the Tobacco Warehouse, which is where we've been since they moved from Shoreditch in 2017, we think. Always one of the fridges, like, goes on. And they moved it further out. They moved it over to, like, the other side of the river where the bloody O2 is. Is it Woolwich? Woolwich, is that what it's called? I don't know. But yeah, it seems a bit of a pain in the arse to get to. And not only that, but they've moved it from like the start of August to into July, which really does not work for me. So I'm not sure I'm gonna make it this year, next year, whenever you watch this. So I'm not sure I'm gonna make it. Probably would have, if they'd kept it in August, I probably would do it. I haven't completely given up on it, but it's just July doesn't really work because our school holidays over here run from like the end of June to, we've got 2 months off of our kids, to the start of September. So all we do is always have like our family holidays in July. And even if we don't go anywhere, we're still going places around, around here, around the island. So yeah, that's a bit of a pain in the arse, is what that is. And then on top of that, then as I said, the moved venue, and that's just like, what? And it looks like it's like some kind of, I've never been, like, I don't know what it is, but it looks from the photographs and what I've seen from the videos, it's just like this exhibition centre, but it's like one big room, whereas the Tobacco Warehouse was like loads of little kind of avenues and like the vaults and stuff and all these different rooms and stuff, and that made it more it was big, but it made it more kind of personal or something like that. I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of made it made it smaller, but yeah, it was like enormous. And those like stuff everywhere, whereas now it's just gonna be, it's basically in Shoreditch, which is where it came from. It was like 2 big rooms, and it was like the usual type of thing. There's like stalls all the way around the outside, and everybody can congregate in the middle and shout over the top of each other because it's really loud, and because everybody's in the same room, you know. And I'm afraid that it's going to go back to that, except the room's going to be even bigger and there's going to be more people in it, and everybody's going to be shouting over the top of each other as usual. And I think one of the reasons they've done that is maybe because the tobacco warehouse is booked, I don't know, but because there's not enough seating and stuff outside, which is really where you want to go, because it's really hot and stuff in the place, and I don't think they've got enough outdoor kind of capacity that they can use, because they put all the food places outside. Imagine they're going to put all the food places outside, but there's going to be a lot more room, and that's kind of driven the decision to do it. But it's just, I don't know. I'm gonna drink it all before I go. It's gonna kill me, but I'm gonna do it, because I know the only times I really get out is going out for something to eat. I don't go out to the pub that much anymore, unless it's like literally a pub I can walk to, which is the only one is the one down the road, and you can walk to it. That's like 20 minutes of a walk, like, to be fair. It's about half a mile or so, but still it's walkable. Because you can't get a taxi. You cannot get a taxi from our town, from the local town to us. Because obviously, I say obviously, but I don't know, the cost of living and stuff, and people, you know, people aren't going out, so there's less taxis on and stuff, so it's like, what's the point? So you have to arrange lifts, and then obviously they've got kids, and then the kids, and now to be fair, now the kids are like at an age where they don't need to be like, it's not like that time I went out. That time I went out just after my daughter was born, and we all ended up in work down at the golf club in the town where I'm from. And yeah, I was pretty drunk that night, and she was not happy having to pick me up, and not only having to pick me up, but having to pick me up in the state I was in, because we just won this big contract with, I don't know, Asda, I think it was, something like that. So everybody was, you know, on the lash and celebrating, and yeah, Skittle bombs were had. Whatever Skittle bombs are, does anyone know what that is? It's some kind of alcohol, and is it Skittles in it? I don't even know what it is. I was told it was Skittle bombs and to drink it, and that was good enough for me. And they kept coming until everybody disappeared, and no one could figure out where everybody was, and it was either being sick, they were sleeping in the toilets, or they'd slipped off home because they were so drunk. Yep. Sounds like a good old Christmas out. A good Christmas out. I didn't actually go to my Christmas work do this year because I couldn't handle it. I went last time, and yeah, it was okay. I mean, nothing actually happened to put me off or anything like that, but I just think the whole drinking too much, it didn't kind of agree with me. Didn't agree with my head. I ended up overdoing it, as I'm kind of doing now. Not literally now, but you know, this year again, drinking every day and eating too much and drinking too much, not doing enough exercise, all that type of stuff. At least now I'm doing the exercise and I'm not drinking after midnight. I'm hoping that's going to save me. But yeah, I think that kind of really, it wasn't good, because it was like, it was okay, we went out for a meal and whatnot last year, this was not this year, and then we ended up in, no, where we were eating the meal was the same place, it was the venue for the night, and then almost as soon as the kind of food was put away and we went up to the bar, and then the next thing was just like all these bloody shots started coming at me. And you know, I'm being polite, I'm very polite when you meet me in person, and I will drink anything you put in front of me. So yeah. And yeah, there was lots of Red Bull. I remember there was lots of Red Bull involved, and lots of beer and bloody vodka. And yeah, I think I was, in fact, I know for a fact I was definitely the first one on the dance floor, and I'm never the first one on the dance floor. I will get up eventually if you torture me enough. And yeah, I was the first one on the dance floor, and I was pulling up all the girls because they work in like an office, and it's kind of the sales office and all that. It's basically mainly girls, and it's like pulling everybody up. Just come on, come with me. I know how to do this. Let me show you how to dance. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, I didn't go to this year's, and I feel bad now because it wasn't loads of people going. So I don't know if that was because they knew I wasn't going, or if it was because they thought I was going. It was one of the two, definitely. Oh god. So yeah, we're trying to avoid a mental collapse in January next year, is what I'm saying. So last year was just like I drunk too much, I ate too much, wasn't getting enough sleep, and just everything was just a very stressful time of the year this is, especially ending one year, starting the next, and it's just the busiest time of the year. This is why I couldn't do the kind of the birthday of Ash video last year. I'm not going to do the birthday of Ash video this year because I've got a project and work, and it's culminating in the first week of February, and I need to be on it. So I think we're going to leave it, unfortunately, unless I do maybe I could do like TV programs and stuff too, and we'll do a best bits. I'll just knock out a load of highlights or something. What about that? Would that do? But yeah, I kind of need to be on it. And yeah, and besides, by this time, always with that video, by this time I'm already know what I'm gonna do, and I'm starting to film stuff and whatnot. So, and yeah, I've done nothing, so it's not gonna happen. But you know, get this project done, make sure it's a success, for God's sake, and then we'll take it from there. We'll see how we go. But okay, so we're going to the end of our Tripel Karmeliet. I am drunk as a skunk right now. I have no idea how long this video's been going on. Probably it's 9:35 now by that clock. Maybe, is it 15 minutes? He says 15 minutes. It's probably about half an hour, I imagine. I don't know. In fact, let's touch the screen and find out. 57 minutes! 57 minutes! You're fucking kidding me. I have not been sitting here for 57 minutes. Maybe I had like 10 minutes of this. Did I turn it on like 10 or 20 minutes before I started? 57 minutes! How long is that going to take this to upload? Oh my god, I'm going to have to go through this video and edit bits out. Jesus Christ. What have I been talking about? Okay, I'm going. Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy birthday, happy whatever. I'll see you next year, okay? Bye, see ya. We just finish out with a big burp here, hold on. It's a fart as well, nice, yes. I'm so fucking drunk.